So today I wanted to talk about this article and professional magic in general. Now, I admit that this is a little bit lazier than my normal content, right? A little bit lazier, but I just had a little thing to say. So if you want the higher production quality type stuff, you just pass this right over. But we're going to talk about professional magic, how I see magic going in the future, and I'll throw in a few memes to keep it spicy, okay? So here we go. $1 million Magic the Gathering Mythic Invitational. Now, this word invitational, it's pretty important, right? So here's the deal. So it says members of the Magic Pro League. Okay, so these are basically guys who are going to get salaries for being pro now. So it used to be that you would get some free flights, you might get some free hotels, but you didn't have a salary. You'd have appearance fees when you showed up to events. You'd get invited to all the pro tours, all that jazz. But you didn't have a salary. So you had to keep winning in order to stay on the train, right? Here we're salaried, so it's a huge change. Kind of dulls that competitive edge, right? And then here's this that is just unbelievable. We'll face off against some of the biggest names in Magic gaming and streaming, as well as select top-ranked MTG Arena challengers in a 64-player brawl for their share of 1 million, okay? Blah, blah, blah. So, here's the deal. So here we look at the Magic Pro League. And, these are all names that if you Magic Pro play pretty well, you're going to recognize. Ben Stark, Alexander Hayne, Andrea Mengucci. Didn't say that so great. BBD, Frolic, right? I mean, Li Shi Tian, Luis Salvato, Martin Juza, Siggy. Basically, this whole list is full of, real pro players, right? But the thing is, it's not really that great of a list. So here, let's go to Twitter, where all the best knowledge is to be gained. So here's Greg Orange. I am very disappointed to be passed over. As the current 5th highest ranked pro player and the Pro Tour 25 anniversary champion, I feel like my accomplishments are being swept under the rug. So this guy, currently the 5th best in the world. We're not talking past accomplishments, whatever, because that's not what competition is about. Competition is right now. Who are you? Are you amazing right now? This guy is doing that. He just won a Pro Tour. He is kicking butt. But for some reason, he's not on this list of 32 people, right? Because you see, this is an invitational, right? And this Magic Pro League has nothing to do with how well you're doing right now. This guy, Greg Orange, I don't know. Why didn't they get him? Is it like, oh, maybe he's not photogenic enough to get our young audience? I'm not saying you look bad, bro. I'm just saying, I'm throwing out hypotheticals. Why don't they want this guy? This guy should be in the Magic Pro League. He's the 5th best in the world right now. He just won a Pro Tour, right? So why is this guy getting left out in the cold? It's kind of a mystery, and there's all sorts of guys like him. He's just, a good example. So that's the one thing here. So it's not really that meritocratic on this side. None of these people are bad, right? None of them are bad. But some of them aren't doing hot right now. And in competitive, tournaments, it's about being hot right now, being the best right now. Proving that you're still the best, like in boxing, you come back and you're like, I'm defending my title. I am the best, but we're not getting that kind of thing. This guy would be the guy coming back to defend his title type thing. You know what I'm saying? So then we go to the invitees. And what I have to say about this is I don't even know what is going on here.
Wait a minute. Who are you?
I recognize some of these names. Louis Scott Vargas, okay? This guy, Magic Pro Tour Hall of Fame, really amazing player. He's won tons of Pro Tours. He's great. He's some of the best ever, right? But why is he in the invitees, right? Shouldn't he be up here in the Magic Pro League? These are the supposedly super competitive guys. Why is he just being invited, right? So they've got this thing where these are the influencers, right? So this is like, oh, you're really famous on Instagram, so tons of people are going to watch if you play. Except I was looking through these because, like, a lot of people, I just have no idea who they are. I'm not going to say individual names. I'm not here to call out these individuals, right? We're talking about the structure, okay? But I opened up one of these people. It turns out if you click these, it opens up their Twitch streams. And, like, one of them was streaming when I was looking at this article, and it was like, oh, you're pulling in 30 people all at once? Wow, dude. What an influencer. So this whole section doesn't even make sense. There's tons of people on here that apparently nobody really watches when they decide to stream. So the idea that we need these invitees in order to get their audiences to watch this big stream and then get them all more into Magic, blah, 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 so on and so forth, it's not even true because these people, a lot of them, it's like, who even is you? It's just like, it would be better for them to, like, get some random YouTubers in here or something. Not me, because I'm not interested, but, like, you could even have Wedge. It doesn't even matter who you pick, but some of these people, they're pulling 30 people on a stream. That's not impressive. If they really believe in this concept that they're going to do the influencer thing like Instagram, then what they should do is just get people who know almost nothing about Magic, right? Not these people who are trying to be famous but nobody watches, right? Come on, this guy, people watch him, whatever. But what I'm saying is, some of these people, it's like they can't pull anyone when they're streaming. And if that's the case, why don't you just get some people who are not, worshipping Magic, but have way more influence? Like I'm saying, you could have a Jake Paul in here, right? Or like, I don't know, just whoever, like some big famous guy on the YouTubes or the Instagrams, the Fupa guy. Why can't I remember his name? I'm sure you guys are typing who the Fupa guy is, make some funny YouTube videos, right? So, it doesn't even make sense, this half. You have people who don't have big audiences, and you're putting them up against these people who got here semi-meritocratically, but as we were saying with this other guy, not really. There's some favoritism and stuff going on here. Now, I don't even think that this section makes sense, even if you do the Jake Paul thing and whatever, because what they're trying to do is they're trying to be esports, right? Which is really lame in my opinion, but let's say they're trying to be esports. Well, let's say you're playing League of Legends, that's kind of like a quintessential esport. Well, the people who are famous in League of Legends, right? They're famous just because they're great. It's not because, they're an influencer or they look good or whatever, right? It's just because they're amazing. In League of Legends, there's people who will watch these Korean guys stream that are speaking in Korean. They don't even speak the right language, right? And they're watching them stream because they're really good. And then when it's like a tournament, you can't even hear the players. Let's say it's all Korean, right? There's like a Korean team versus a US team, right? And you're watching, and people love the Koreans, like Faker, he's really good, but he speaks Korean, so it's not like he's an influencer that's like, oh, gonna talk to them and tell them how great the game is, like they're expecting these people to do. It just doesn't make any sense. What people love in streams when they're streaming tournaments is seeing the best play. And then what goes on top of the best play is the best announcers. So let's just take a second and listen to these Korean casters casting League of Legends.
이번 게임의 주인공은 너야라고 얘기하고 있는 것 같은데 카시 제드가 돌아가면서 막을 수 있는 거. 오가 스킬 썸띵 막타
And that's basically what we need from our casters in Magic. The casters in Magic think that they're on like C-SPAN or something. They're just not that entertaining on their own. Like, if you took those Korean casters that we were looking at, I mean, you can't even understand what they're saying unless, of course, you know Korean. But they're interesting to listen to. You could just listen to it anyway. Like, you could just feel the hype in the air. You know, we got some, like, documentary-sounding guys on coverage right now. And, I mean, frankly, coverage is where you put the hype men. You don't put the hype men here just showing, like, bad plays and stuff. Not from LSV, of course, but, like, from these people who are just, like, random streamers who have never won a major tournament in their lives, right? You're not putting them on. You're supposed to have the people who are announcing and talking about what's going on. Those are the hype men. Those are the people that makes the stream awesome. You don't need these people to talk at all, and you're probably not even going to see them playing, right? You're just going to see their side of the field, the other side of the field, and then the announcer's talking over. So why are you having them on your stream? Even if they have sparkly personalities, you're pretty much going to get none of that. And if they had really amazing personalities and were just, like, you know, magnetic, they'd have more than 40 people watching. So this whole system just doesn't make any sense from lots of different angles for me. I mean, it just doesn't. And whether it's how this isn't meritocratic because we're leaving out really great players, how this isn't meritocratic and it's also not hype because the people here aren't hype. We need some, like, random Jake Pauls or, like, some Instagram fitness guy or, you know, whatever the heck. If you want to do these people are going to make new people watch. Especially the new people watch thing. I mean, these people are streaming to people that already watch Magic, so you're not really expanding your crowd there. So this whole half just makes almost zero sense, right? This half makes a little more sense, but still, it's leaving out people who are actually at the top of their game right now, and that's what real competition is about. I mean, you have your Hall of Fame. Halls of Fame are for the all-time greats to, you know, rest in peace forever, you know? But just because someone's in the Baseball Hall of Fame does not mean that it would be fun to watch them play baseball right now. Some, like, 90-year-old guy, you know, breaking his leg as he does a slide onto the plate. I mean, I'm not saying that that's what these guys are on average, but I'm just saying that's how competition is. You don't just put people on because they had a hot streak at some point. Maybe they're in the Hall of Fame. You put on the people who are really great now. And the difference between this kind of tournament structure and how the Magic Pro League is structured right now, where you have no idea how to get into it, it's just not the way esports is. They want to be an esport, but this is not the way esports work. I could set up a league team with my 5 buddies, right? And if we just destroy, right, nothing stops us from going to Worlds. It's not some invite, you know, oh, you're the cool guy everyone likes. You just go there and you destroy everyone and you go to Worlds, and they're huge esports because people want to watch the best play. What you need is great announcers, great production value. You need, like, really interesting, like, when you've got that free time, because there'll always be in a stream some free time, right? You need to have some amazing stuff there, you know, have some of your guys who, you know, paint the Magic art, do a time lapse for you or something like that. And then you can have someone talk about, like, you could have the artist talk over that of what they were thinking as they were painting, blah, blah, blah. It would be really fascinating to watch, but they never do anything like that. They'll maybe, like, have 2 guys sit up there and talk about their deck, and they're just like, yeah, it's red, it goes real fast, yeah, I'm just attacking a lot, and I put in all these creatures because they have haste. It's like, okay, wow, that was really informative and also interesting, and the hype is real, you know? I mean, they've always done Magic, the, like, streaming thing, very, very not well. And this is just another thrashing about trying to figure out how to do it properly, you know? So I don't know how long this is going to last, but hopefully we get back to some meritocratic, you know, interesting stuff. Fix the actual streaming, you know, get some real interesting guys in there. You don't even need people that know Magic that well. You know, you can have one guy that knows Magic real well, and the other guy's just an insane hype man, right? So the hype man's like, oh, what do you see here, man? And then the other guy is like, yeah, well, you know, I see this, that, and the other, you know, and his hand is really interesting. It's going to go like this. And then the other guy is like, oh my God, did you just see what he top deck? Oh my God, this game is over. You know, that's basically how this needs to go down. That's how you make like a crazy, interesting stream. It's not like having some people on C-SPAN or some documentary slowly discussing the game state, you know? That's like why nobody watches chess. You think they have the guy screaming about top decks and chess? No, they don't. So, yeah, I mean, I don't think this hits any of the right notes, except for the people who got invitations. Those people obviously are for it, and since they hit a lot of the people that are big as far as social goes, as far as the pros go, these pros have a lot more pull than these invitees. But, you know, we're not going to see as much pushback because, you know, hey, I'm getting paid, you know. It's kind of hard to say, I hate this structure and, you know, boycott or something when you're getting paid better than they have in the past. So, yeah. I imagine, you know, we'll do this for a few years and then they'll realize that Magic is not esports, or they'll actually do what I'm saying and actually get some real hype going. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. I wouldn't say Magic is dead or competitive Magic is dead or anything, but man, they just, somebody needs to teach these people. I'm telling you what. All right, if you enjoyed this video, give it a like, hit a subscribe if you'd like to see some more, and as always, I'll see you next video.